how far is the level of our spiritual realization determined at the moment of conception? How far is it already determined at the moment when we are conceived?
It is determined only as a potential. Because that we conceive something, there is a potential that we can go out of it also. When I hold it, this shows, this is predetermined that I may not hold it also. That is the only predetermination in it. Not that you are going to get self-realization at that age, or when that star or when that planet is in that particular stage, or after 2 or 3 births. It's not like that.
So where does the freedom come in here?
So everywhere there is freedom in one day. The once I said that it is not predetermined. What remains is freedom. You are free to realize even at this moment. When I say it is predetermined, you are not free, even for the freedom. You can realize at this moment, or you may never realize. It's all in your hands.
How about the levels of realization?
I have already told you about this. You take an axe and try to break a log of wood, cut a log of wood. You give 1 stroke, 2 strokes, 3 strokes, 4 strokes, 10 strokes. And at the 10th stroke, the log is broken. But it is broken by 1 stroke only, the 10th stroke. Do you say that it is broken by just 1 stroke, or being it as the 10th stroke? What is the truth? Even at the 9th it is not broken. Do you say it is the stage of breaking? Or one stage of cutting? It's not cut. Okay, cutting is something maybe somewhat that you can't understand. There is a fruit in the tree. You want to let it fall on the ground, and then you pick up a stone and then throw it. In the same manner that at the 10th attempt, you succeed at it and the fruit falls down. But only 1 stone has touched the fruit. It may be even the first stroke also. But all these 9 strokes has given you the art, the skill to strike the fruit. But it is broken only with 1 stroke. Do you call the 9 strokes as stages? Even if you stop at 9, you don't get the fruit. Even if you don't attempt to do it also, you don't get the fruit. What is the difference between the two? Whether you get the fruit or not. If you call it realization, there are no stages in realization. Whether you realize or not. There is no flashes of realization, which usually people call, that they have a glimpse of realization and again that they have lost it. Again the whole life they are spending to recapture it, to regain it. Okay, we get some wonderful experience. I don't say that it is an unworthy experience. It may be a good experience. But the very fact that it was so transient, that it has passed away so soon, shows that it is not strong enough to hold you. There are stronger interests in you. stronger attitude, stronger wishes, stronger wants, stronger emotions in you, which will make the experience pass away. You go to some other stage. What is the fun of again trying to recapture that experience which is so passing, so transient, so temporary, so weak? And it is not for that that we have started our journey. We have started for complete fulfillment, for which is really permanent, which doesn't come and go, to use the standard jargon, where there is no coming and going. Why you have changed your object? You have started nothing short of realization. But after getting an experience, a thrilling experience, you have changed your object to regain it. And that we think a stage in realization. When we really realize, it's a paradox. We really realize there is no stages. Will we realize or not? There are not two times that we realize. If we need the second time, we haven't realized it completely. We haven't seen it completely. We do not know. We know that there is something, at least. When we are sitting here, we hear some cough. Somebody is coughing in that room. We only know that somebody is there. When we go and see, finished. You know what it is. You have realized it, that's something. Or otherwise, it may be somebody going in the road who was coughing and you mistook it as somebody in room number 5. So in essence, in conclusion, what I am going to say, there is no stages in realization.
Like you said, last satsang, you said there is no end of seeking. Right? Maybe I can bring in some Buddhist concept, like what is called the stream enterer. Stream enterer, like someone who has recognized the nature of the mind, but still he has to stabilize himself in this state. He has to deepen it, to get rid of old tendencies which still might come up. I mean, sure, it said that like a room who is dark for 10,000 years, still if you light one match, the darkness is gone. So do you mean this kind of realization? But still, so the darkness is gone, but still you know the corners of the room. So it's still a difference if you light a match or you get a flashlight or a spotlight, or maybe you can turn on the...
Then it depends what you call this. You can't lighting of a lamp, the removal of the darkness. Realization, it comes in a flash. And it may take for you for some time to acclimatize yourself. Things here and there. It depends upon the difference in jargon, what you call it. If realization is just lighting of the lamp.
So that's what you mean with realization, is this first light itself, and this can never be lost.
Even if it is lost, it doesn't matter, because you have the light, you know where the things are. I gave you the example of the dog and the idol. It is like that. And with regard to the Buddhist terminology of knowing the nature of the mind and trying to get yourself realized. It is just like you are suffering with some kind of disease, and when we go to a clinic and then get it diagnosed, now you know the nature of the disease. But that doesn't mean that you are cured. You have to take the medicine, and the medicine has to work, and it has to be cured. The curing is our destination, and what we call realization is the curing. Not that you simply know the diagnosis. Oh, I know this is the disease. Is it a cure?
Well, at least you got the medicine, but
That is next thing. Our goal is to remove the disease. One step in seeking may be diagnosis. The second step, going to a competent doctor to get the medicine. And the third thing is to take the medicine regularly. And after taking the medicine has to work and has to be cured. Once he gets healthy, then that is the stage. And all these things are not different stages of health, different stages of treatment. So there are stages in seeking, but they are not stages in realization. So try to put it in this way. There are different stages in reaching the goal, different stages on the path. Just seeking.
The final realization depends on grace.
You are changing the total topic. I told you many times that it is grace. And only grace.
that's why I asked. Like, if it's already determined before, so we can do something to get it. Can we do something? No, we can't do anything.
Here again, the fundamental problem, my fundamental question comes. You can do anything meaningful to get the grace if you really need it. What is the way to get the grace is if you have the need. We think that we need realization, we need mukti, we need moksha, we need sakshatkar, but really we don't need it. If we really need it, we'll get it. That is the only criteria to get the grace. Because it is grace. Grace is always works up to your needs only. Otherwise it is not grace. It is thrusting something which you don't need. And if I thrust something on you which you really don't need, you don't call it grace. Try to search again, even at this stage of your seeking, do I really need what I have been trying to catch hold of? If not, what actually I have been trying? What prevents me to get it? If I really need something else, let me fulfill it also. There's nothing wrong in it. It is only my intellectual conception, intellectual fancy for realization, liberation, nirvana and all these things which have been driving me all these things, to do all these things. And there is no question of the grace not coming. If we take the vessel, take our heart like a vessel, this is the example that I always give you, that the whole being is just like a bucket full of water. Try to push the vessel in the water, just topsy-turvy, upside down, 90 degrees angle. Even if you push the vessel even up to the bottom, not a drop of water enters the vessel. Why? Because the air in it prevents it. And the water surrounding the whole vessel is trying to push itself into the vessel. It's always trying to push itself, but the air stops it. Just to tilt it, 1 degree angle, then bubbles will come. dump, 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 dump. And as the bubble comes, that 1 degree the water enters. Again tilt it for some time. Again some bubbles come, and then again some water. After about 35-40 degrees, no, the pressure of the water will be more, and the pressure of the air will be less in the vessel, and the air pushes inside. If our emotional strength is at least less than the need to get the self-realization or anything, then the grace will thrust up and will push itself. Then you need not do anything. Now what we have to think is, our heart is not just, we don't have one need. Our heart is full of so many needs, so many desires, so many emotions. And because of our lack of concerted understanding, either intellectual or emotional, that we put each emotions are put against one another. When we try to fulfill one emotion, the other emotions try to pull it back. What we think negativity. Okay, this is not that I need. Okay, let me try this. Then these emotions will pull you. Okay, not these two. Come on, go to the third. Every time what you experience is, you are not experiencing that emotion fully, because the pull of the other emotions is so much. The whole life is spent like this. Playing hide and seek, pulled by different emotions, and not able to get stabilized, to be stabilized at one emotion. The best, it is just like, again, my standard example of a magnet and a piece of iron. What is the difference between a piece of iron and a magnet? In a piece of iron, the iron molecules are in a disorder. But the magnetic field of each molecule is contradicting, is stopping the magnetic field of the other molecule. In a magnet, all the molecules' magnetic field is polarized. How to make this piece of iron a magnet? A child knows. Keep a piece of iron and then rub it. Keep in contact, in touch with a piece of magnet. And the polarized magnetic field of the magnet will make all the emotions, all the molecules come in an order. And the piece of iron becomes the magnet. The different molecules are different emotions in us. Put in opposite direction with one another. And keep it to a piece of magnet whose emotions are polarized. Keep yourself in touch with a magnet, and you become a magnet. What happens here? Are the molecules have been removed and new molecules have been added? No, they are there. The emotions are there. Everything is there. Nothing is lost and nothing is gained. But the order is changed. So I have told you the problem and the solution also. What we do is, we take one molecule and think that that is the object of our goal, and go on trying and beating about the bush. Nirvana, Mukti, Sakshatkar. That is only one of the emotions that we have. There are thousands. What about them?
How to rub and process of rubbing, sir?
Rub with your mind, because the problem is with your mind. Don't try to rub.
Rubbing means reading of Sai Leelas and contemplating them.
If, for instance, that Sai Baba is the magnet, because he said that he is still there, trying to be here, he is one kind of rubbing. But that is not possible for all of us, because we have our own worldly life, our duties. So when we are away, we try to read about Baba, keep our mind about, thinking about Sai Baba. That is another kind of rubbing. But always that we can't read, do the Parayana and think about Sai Baba. So we have to create our own circle, our own environment. When you go out, when you meet somebody, you talk about Sai Baba. All these things may look that it is nothing to do with your realization, with getting that experience. What is that sharing, talking, and all these satsangs and all these things? It is just like the harvest and the fencing. What you sow something in the ground, and something sprouts up, and then the harvest will come. But in order that you enjoy the harvest, you must need a good fencing. And fencing is not a part of the harvest. A fencing is which is not the harvest, in fact. అంతే కదా, మనకు కావాల్సినటువంటిది గింజలే కదా, దానికి ఎందుకు ములకం చేసుకోవటం అని అనుకుంటే ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది? ములకం చేయడం నీకు గింజలు దొరకదు. If you don't have the harvest, if you want to really enjoy the harvest, you have to take care of the fencing also. Otherwise, you don't get the harvest at all.
You're saying satsang is this? Satsang is the fencing?
It's the fencing. Because the people, most of the people, are easily influenced by the environment. If they are in Shirdi, they think of Sai Baba. Oh, this is this. And when they go to Tiruvannamalai, they immediately they fall in that environment. Oh, Ramana Maharshi. When they go to some other Himalayas, oh, this is Ram, this is Krishna, this is. So our mind is so weak that we are easily influenced by the environment. So we need some kind of protection. Some kind of emotion is lit. A small lamp is lit. We need a fencing for that, a protection for that. A glass, a chimney is needed. If it is a big fire, you don't need a fencing. It consumes everything in the environment. If you are seeking, your emotion has become so powerful, then you influence the environment. Wherever you go, satsang will be automatically created there. But as long as we feel that we are influenced by the environment, you need a fencing. You need a chimney. Otherwise there is no end to it, and we become rolling stones, gathering no mass.
Is there any way to strengthen the jigas? The desire to become a magnet, to purify the intention?
That he will do. That a guru will do. Even though that we have it, that he will have his own means of doing things. Even while he goes away, that he exerts his influence in such a way, he creates circumstances in such a way that our emotions are automatically pulled up, and we have to fulfill them. And once that we have fulfilled, it loses its pull. Not by simply suppressing, or not by indulging in it. He does it in such a way that they are fulfilled. In one way they are fulfilled, and by fulfilling it loses its pull. If we ourselves fulfill it by our own desire, the desire becomes greater, becomes stronger. And that is what the core teaching of Sai Baba. He never asks you to give up your desires, to destroy your desires. Desire is the cause of misery. So try to kill them. Mind is the source of all ajnana, ignorance. So kill the mind, harass the mind. If we can be able to harass it, if we are able to kill our desires, why we have to come to him? Because we are not able to do it, he is needed. So he has to do it in such a way that he has to give his hand in such a way that he has to give us the strength and take us all the way, all along the path. That is what the standard example that I give about Ramana Maharshi also. One day a devotee came and asked Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan, I don't have any desires. I want just mukti. Please grant me that, I will go away. Bhagavan kept quiet. Again she repeated her request. He said, sorry. And again she repeated the request and he kept quiet as usual. And the lady left the room without taking the liberation from him. She simply asked formally and she went away. As she left the room, he started laughing, almost holding his belly and rolling on the sofa. So much uncontrollable laugh. And all the devotees who were present in the room, they got it down. Why Bhagavan, why are you laughing so much? He said, no, I'm listening to her request. Are you listening to her words? He said, what is wrong in her words? We are also come for that. There's nothing wrong in it. Our desire is also, our request is, our prayer is also that. Is it such a laughing matter? Then Bhagavan said, if she really knows that I don't want anything, what remains is mukti. What is that I am going to give her? That is why if anybody says that first give up all your desires, give up all your fancies of the world, give up all your worldly attachments, come to me and then I will show you the path to self-realization. First don't believe him. Because he is sure that they are not going to give it up and he need not give the realization. So whenever they ask why you are not able to get an experience, you haven't given up the attachments. So here the ball is always in our court, not in his court. And here Sai Baba comes in. What he says is, my devotees will come with different kinds of desires, maybe for health, for money, for a job, for a promotion, for children, for many things. And I draw them with all these pretexts, that is what he said. For him, they are pretexts. For the devotee, there are real reasons for going to Shirdi, for coming there, going there. And by drawing them, he tries to fulfill those desires by his power. And by fulfilling it, he kindles the love in their heart. And he gives different kinds of experiences and in such an order that in one stage they know that he knows what is best to me. Why should I ask him? Even though that they have the desires for these worldly things. Not that these have been completely wiped out. That is one stage. Then slowly it comes in such a way that the fire of love towards Sai Baba becomes more and more, that it consumes all other emotions. And the whole path is the path of fulfillment. There is no struggle, there is no suppression, there is no fighting. There is no negativity, sense of guilt. No, I am unworthy, I am a sinner, I am a worthless fellow, I am a wretched sinner, I have all these worldly attachments. How can I go to touch the feet of Sai Baba? He is so holy, if I touch him that he will become polluted. There is no such thing at all. And that is the path that using the natural tendency of the mind, spontaneously and effortlessly, naturally, that we are drawn on the path. but it may look so unattractive, so unvedantic, unadvaitic, unspiritual. What is that? No necessity to give up the worldly things means what spirituality? Spirituality means what is not worldly. So it is not spirituality at all. Yes, in that sense it is not. It is a path of fulfillment which leads to fulfillment. Not that a path of suffering should lead to fulfillment. Whether we get the fulfillment or not, whether we get that unbounded happiness in future or not, we are not sure about it. But now we suffer. What I say is it not unwise to give up the one bird in the hand in the hope of getting two in the bush? So if at all is the right path, it has to be all, should be also happy. Because it is a path to fulfill. And that is what all the great saints said. And when Ramana Maharshi said, be a first class passenger. That is his favorite example, imagine that he used to say. We can travel in third class sitting by the side of a toilet, not even having a ticket, and all the people will be trampled by others. But we can travel in the first class also. Why can't we? Did he advocate a path of suffering? And love is the money which will get you a ticket for first class. If you have that money, you can get a ticket, a first class ticket. If you don't have it, okay, you should be hanging somewhere around platform. Even afraid to get into a train, even the third class also, in second class also. Not know whether this train will take us or not, whether this may meet with an accident. So don't get into the train. So stand. So you'll be spending the whole time on the platform. And you have only that much money which will give you a platform ticket. Seeing different trains going on the platform. This Guruji has gone and that Guruji has come. This Guruji has gone, that Guruji has come. We don't get into any train. Enjoy. And when Baba said, he said, give the reins to the Guru, to him, and then rest assured, and I will take you to the destination. Not that you have to strive, you have to travel the whole path. Just give him the steering to him and then sleep happily in the back seat. And when the destination comes, he will wake you. Hello, your destination. Let our path be happy. And don't try to imitate those great saints in the name of tapas. When Ramana Maharshi came, he was just absorbed in meditation, the so-called mission, not minding his clothes, not minding his food, or any of the physical comforts. Not that he was make his body self-torture, and asceticism. He was so happy, he was so absorbed in the bliss of his own self that his mind is not going there. He didn't know that these things are going on. He was in the bliss. He was happy. Not that voluntarily he took upon all the suffering. The moment, as you said, it became natural. When the light was on and when he knew all the things, suddenly that even though the light has come, after a long power cut, we can't see the light. We just close the eyes and slowly we try to open and see. And this after the light, the closing of the eyes of Ramana Maharshi is just like that. After some time, when our eyes have become acclimatized to the light, It's normal. He spent his life on a cushion. He cooked delicacies, ate delicacies, and shared delicacies. Where was asceticism in his life?
Ramana Maharshi is one example why I asked this question first. Right? So he didn't do anything. It just happened. So the moment he was conceived, so I mean this leads us to Avatar and all these questions.
He himself didn't say it.
He never said it.
So it is. That is why I said, why? How? I have to give an example which he himself has given. That is why he himself has given the answer, not I am giving the answer. How he got that experience? He got that experience in his own, if you quote his own words, grace. Not that the grace is determined or predetermined. He never said it. The theory of predetermination is like that if you leave this object, it will fall down. But if something that if you hold it, it cannot fall down. If you leave it, it falls down. It is predetermined. If you leave it here, the nature has to touch the ground. But if something holds it in the middle, then this holding in the middle is the grace.
But logically also there we can say this also was predetermined.
And where is the end of the logic? If it is real logic, there should be an end. Where is the end to that logic? That is why they call it a false logic. So it is not really logical. That is why I am saying it is self-defeating. It's not logical. That is why that the people say that this theory of predetermination is the last resort for the inefficient, helpless, cowards who want to run away from life, run away from all striving, and even the very spirit of life. If you have a sign of life, you struggle. Do you simply keep quiet because it is something is predetermined? That is why I always give the example of even a buffalo who happened to fall in a flood of waters. It strives to swim across the waters, and it doesn't simply float along the flow of waters like a log of wood. Oh, I am predetermined to flow away. It means that you have become a log of wood. This philosophy of predetermination is making you not to experience the life as it is, making you cowards, helpless in the hands of destiny. So spiritless. Is it spirituality? That philosophy which infuses the lack of spirit in you, the spirit for struggle, spirit for effort, is it spirituality? Is it right? It goes in the name of spirituality. It is gross materialism. It's a dialect. It is the spiritual dialectic of materialism. Because this is thing, the next thesis, antithesis and synthesis. Again thesis, antithesis and synthesis, and it goes on. This is materialistic philosophy, not the spirit, which doesn't give you spirit. That which makes you spirited is spirituality. That which makes your life more and more fulfilling, that will make you experience the life to its fullest possibility, is spirituality. Which will make your life meaningful, not dry and drab, like walking in a desert.
What is the free will? What is my true will? Where is my will? Where am I the creator? Am I just a creation?
Okay,
So,
if it is a creation, what if We are born. That is our problem. Our object is to make my life fulfilling, make my life meaningful, make my life happy, free from frustration, and whatever may be our problem. And whether we are created or whether we are not created, whatever it may be, our problem is this. Whatever it may be, first I want this, I want the fulfillment, I want happiness. I don't want this state of my life. So try to focus on our problem only. Okay, if somebody says you are created, is it going to be a solution? If somebody says all this is Maya, illusion, is it going to be a solution to your problem? Even if you listen to the word this is Maya, 1,000,000 times, your frustration becomes more and more. Because you see things and they say it is illusion. Now another problem has come. We already have 1,000 problems and a lot of unhappiness and sadness and frustration. Adding to that, this another problem has come. And another enemy, ego, false self. This is all Maya. Is it wise to increase our enemies? Whether the world is Maya, whatever it is Maya, but my experience is not Maya. I experience it. Even if it is Maya, if you prefer to call it Maya, okay, I agree to it. But I experience sadness, I am not happy. What about this? Just to think why we have come to this path, in order to know the self, or in order to know whether this is creation or Maya or something else, whether it is non-born. We have come because we are not satisfied with the state of affairs that we are experiencing. We have a very abstract idea of our own sense of fulfillment. Something that we need, but we're not clear what we exactly need. It is so abstract, and we want to make it more and more concrete. So concrete that no abstraction remains. It will be so clear. In order to achieve that, we have come, and we have learnt all this jargon. Your ego, that is the thing which is making it more. That ego is something which we don't understand. So we make ourselves our enemies. Know yourself. Know who am I, you will know. It's not my problem to know who am I. Whoever I may be, I must be happy. That is what I want. So this so-called search becomes a simple beating about the bush, not touching the real problem. Try to make it more relevant and meaningful. Any effort, anything which leads us to our destination is the destiny. What is destiny? What English speaking? Have the word, what is the root of the word? Destiny and destination. That which is oriented towards a destination is the destiny. Not that something predetermined, that you are going to be self-realized at particular time, when the planets are in such a position, when the stars and the constellation is in that way. Because we are not able to achieve anything, we always fail. After repeated failures, we don't want to put the blame on ourselves, so we put the blame on destiny. Planets, stars, destiny, God's will. If we fail, oh, this is God's will, it's also good. Everything is for our good. And then we don't stop striving for it. We strive. We try to get it. We fail. Okay. It is all self-justification.
But like in one way, so you say, so everyone just let him go to Baba and ask for his needs to be fulfilled.
I am not saying everyone should go to Baba.
So
That is the jargon that I know. For me, it is synonymous of a real Sadguru who uses his power with the love and compassion, with unconditional love and compassion, to help us to gain our destination. And I have known one. And the one that I have known, I will speak. If there are 1,000 others, I don't know about them. There may be. For those who haven't found any, yes, I will suggest here is the one, sure. Not that he is the only one. And everybody has to come here. It is humbug. Gosh, I don't believe in that.
So what is the... So how do I ask for the right thing? Because I might ask for something which does not really help me.
I am not asking about the right and wrong things. I am asking you to know what you need.